Hello and welcome to another enriching session of Parenting Summit 2024. Today, we venture into a topic that resonates deeply with families everywhere: managing parental expectation, aligning with realistic goals for teens. We are delighted to have with us Dr. Nisha Sharma, Principal of GBN Senior Secondary School, Faridabad, Haryana. Dr. Nisha Sharma is a visionary educator with years of experience in shaping not only the academics, but also the emotional and social well being of students. Her insight today will help us navigate the fine line between encouraging our teens to strive for excellence and overburdening them with unrealistic expectation. So there is a very thin line which we will try and understand. This session promises to be a guiding light for parents who wants the best for their teens, while understanding the importance of empathy and balance in their journey. Let's get started. Welcome, Dr. Nisha Sharma.
Thank you
Welcome to
so much.
Parenting.
Yeah, thank you so much to Mr. Shaju, and greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure
Thank
deliberating
you.
on such an important topic, which is going to benefit our dearest students across the globe. Why not?
Yes, ma'am. So before we start, we would request you to briefly introduce yourself for the viewers to know a little bit more about you.
Right, right. So thank you, Mr. Shaju, once again. And if you ask my introduction, so I'm Dr. Nisha Sharma. I am an educator by choice. So because
Okay.
I love my profession, it's my passion to transform lives and collaborate and learn every day. I'm a learner, but I love to be with students, and that's my passion, so that I can create a happiness zone, which my school, because I'm heading GBN School, Sector 21D, Faridabad, and it is a happiness zone. I can say with conviction. So that's my introduction, and I've got 26 years of experience in education sector, right from the age of 2.5 years to 18 years, even college students, because I was teaching in a college till 2010. So now I am with school and enjoying every bit of it. Thank you.
Wonderful, ma'am.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So let's, ma'am, start the session by understanding parental expectations, right? So
Right.
why do you think parents sometimes get unrealistic expectations for their teen? And what impact does this have on the teen's mental health and performance?
So, Mr. Shaju, we live it every day because, we are handling all these issues in school, and I believe all educators across the globe, they are. See, there are certain reasons behind it. One is, of course, they want a secure future for their child. Societal pressure is there. And then comparison with peers, not only with peers or maybe a sibling. So
Mhm.
that's what happens, and desire to ensure future success and stability, and at the same time, lack of awareness. I would repeat this line: lack of awareness always lands you in trouble because they do not know that what is exactly the strength of the child. So you need to delve into that, and then only you can decide what the child is going to do. So these are some points that parents think when they decide what my child is going to do. So they should know
Mhm.
the teen's abilities first of all, and
Mhm.
when all these unrealistic expectations are there, so there's a pent up feeling in the students. And what happens? The impact is, yes, it's going to be really, the way it should not be. Although there is a positive side of it, as we talk about stress, there is positive stress, there is negative stress. So, I mean, this expectation also is like two sides of a coin, right? So it
Mhm.
should be in right measure. So if
Right.
you have certain expectations, and if you put forth to your child, not by imposing it on him, but serving on a platter, that these are the things you can do in life, and it should be more like a guidance, then it is a
Mhm.
positive expectation. But when you impose, you have to become a doctor because I
Mhm.
could not become a doctor, then it is not
Okay.
positive. So that is what. Now the impact would be, if it is positive, child will go extra mile and for sure be successful as well. But if it
Mhm.
is negative, then what will happen? His or her mental health will deteriorate. There can be anxiety, stress, which is so much talked about these days, and ultimately there is low self-esteem. Child
Correct, ma'am.
becomes introvert, doesn't talk to anyone, and then you know how many cases of depression we see every day. So if
Right.
it is nipped in the bud stage, so it will
Mhm.
not proliferate further, and we can help these youngsters achieve their goals. That's what.
Very important, ma'am. Very important point. Ma'am, how can parents recognize when their expectations are misaligned with their teen's ability or interest or, let's say, emotional capacity?
Right. So it's very important for the parents to have a connect with the children. They should not
Hmm.
leave children to tuitions, to coaching centers, and then getting away with this excuse, I'm busy, I have so many working hours. So, because if you do not keep a connect with the child, you will not
Hmm.
come to know what the child is going through. Because if your child is going to some coaching per se, so what happens? You have to perform in coaching also, you have to perform in your school also. So expectations are so many. Parents, one is parents are expecting, then teachers are expecting, then coaching center is expecting. So child is sandwiched in between. If you do
Hmm.
not have a connect, there is no one to hear him out. So it's very, very important to see any signs of distress. If the child is becoming introvert, please look into it. Withdrawal, then poor academic performance, child is sleeping for long hours, not eating, or maybe overeating. So you have to engage into honest conversations with the child and talk to them about their interest, about their failures also. If the child has not performed well, tell the child this is not the end of the life. This is just, a wake up alarm that, you need to maybe mend your ways or you need to fix it up. So we are there to help you out. That kind of support if the child is having. So I'm very sure that all this tough, difficult period, which we say that because these, especially the students who are in 11th and 12th, so in
Hmm.
Indian education system is like, what, when these 2 years are very stressful for the children. So if
Right.
we as parent and teachers hold hands and tell them you can do it, and tell them that, this is your strength. You go this
Right.
way. This would be better for you. Do not impose, but guide. So there
Right.
is no chance that they will be having all these mental disorders. So that's what my take is.
Right. Very important, ma'am. Having that connect and, having them to understand them, at a regular interval. It should not be a
Right.
once in a while kind of a, exercise. Instead, it should be a
Correct.
daily exercise where we try to connect with our kids,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
Very important, ma'am. So,
Yeah.
ma'am, what are some strategies parents can use to set goals that, challenge their teens, but remain attainable and, aligned with their individualities?
Right. So what they can do, they should be in touch with the teachers. That's very important. Like apart from having connect with the child, that's really important. But then,
Hmm.
because it's a pyramid, like the base is made by one side is teacher, one side is parent, and child is on the top. So have
Hmm.
that connect intact so that the triangle is complete and child is stable. So seek
Hmm.
input from teachers, then talk to the counselors about their abilities, their challenges, because at times children are behaving in a different manner when they are in school. So when you
Correct, ma'am.
keep meeting, you'll come to know that there are certain things which you were not aware, and
Hmm.
then set up some strategies which are attainable. The goals should be doable, individual
Hmm.
goals. Focus on the strengths and then passions rather than comparisons. That's very, very
Hmm.
important. Then collaboratively, you have to collaborate with the child also. Set goals along with it, make him sit by your side and set
Hmm.
collaborative goals. So,
Right.
talk about SMART framework, then specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific goals. Because sometimes you will see that children are having too many dreams.
Hmm.
Very, very
Correct.
natural to have dreams, but they do not do their SWOT analysis. So
Hmm.
ultimately, their mind is clouded. So they are,
Right.
it's a kind of a brain fog. So they're not able to see that what exactly should they do. So you should sit
Right.
with them and then regularly review that, the progress report of the child. It's very important. Every call
Hmm.
given by the teacher should be taken seriously. Go meet the
Hmm.
teacher, talk to your child, and then together, when you collaborate with the school, so for sure you will find, some kind of a solution.
Sure, sure, sure. That's very true. Ma'am, now if you talk about what initiatives, your school, GVN Secondary School has taken, in terms of helping students and parents find a healthy balance in goal setting and academic expectations?
Right. So, Shaju, we are here, at GBN, we believe in bringing parent community with the school fabric. It's like a
Hmm.
warp and weft. So, if the
Okay.
school is warped, so then parents are weft. So, together when we are knitted, so the fabric is very smooth. So, we keep calling parents, and we have a program called Parvarish, wherein parents are called to school, and students, parents, and teachers, they meet together. So, they
Okay.
converse. And then
Hmm.
there are, certain agendas given to them. They conduct some activities together. They do things which normally they don't do. So that it's a kind of
Hmm.
an informal setup, and children and parents. So they are free to ask questions and answer questions. So that brings them together, because at times
Hmm.
we have seen that there is a gap between a parent and the child. So we try to
Right.
bridge that gap. So school,
Hmm.
plays a role of that bridge, which is very
Hmm.
important. Sometimes that distance is too much. So we have
Right.
seen that it really works well, and it's thrice a month. I mean, after every 3 months we do that, and then we
Hmm.
arrange career counseling sessions wherein parents are called. Then we arrange mental health sessions as well, so that children
Okay.
know that it's just a part of life. At times, like it's not always a straight line. There are crests
Correct.
and troughs in life, so you have to
That's.
take them into your stride and then come back resilient. So
Hmm.
it really works well. And especially before the examinations, we tell them how to handle, your exam pressure. So we make them
Hmm.
resilient by different counseling sessions, which are very regular in our school. So
Okay.
once we
Great.
do career counseling, so children know that there are so many professions. It's not the only one that my parents are saying you have to become an
Hmm.
engineer or you have to become a doctor, which were very, I know there are so many. You can become a prompt engineer. Why not? So all these things we do in our school. Yes.
Yes, today we have a lot of options. We don't have
Yeah.
those only conventional professions which exist. We
Yeah.
have a lot of new, I mean,
Yes.
yeah, whether we talk
There's,
about AI, we
yes.
talk about
Yeah. Yeah. Lot
robotics,
many. Yes. Yes.
right? That's true. And
Yeah.
ma'am, how does the school address situations where, parental pressure significantly affects a student's performance or well-being? You had such cases? I mean, is it common or how is it?
Can you please repeat the question?
So I'm just trying to understand, like, how does school address situations where parental pressure, significantly affects a student's performance or well-being?
Yes, 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 yes. So I'll give you a live example. At times what happens when students go from 10 to 11, so every parent wants child to take PCM because
That's
it's a
true.
kind of a status symbol for them. So it
Right.
so happens. So there was one student I would like to talk, I won't take the name,
No,
but
no, it's not required,
he
ma'am.
was not very much interested in PCM, but father being
Mhm,
an engineer, so he
mhm,
insisted that my child has to do PCM only and he'll become an engineer. So we kept
mhm.
telling 1 year went. So in 11th standard, he barely passed in PCM. So again, we
Okay.
tried to convince. So somehow parents were convinced. In 12th standard, we changed the stream of the child and he
Mhm.
took commerce. And today that boy is in SRCC.
Wow, that's wonderful.
See, I mean, how much he was relieved of the stress that he was having.
Yes,
He covered all his 11th standard syllabus. He studied 12th also, scored so well, and went to SRCC. So
wonderful.
this
So,
is
ma'am,
one
this
life
come.
example.
Yes, we if we come back to the point which you made, having a constant or a continuous discussion with your school teacher
Yes,
is
yes,
very important for parents,
yes, yes,
because
it is.
teachers will be able to help you, maybe guide you in terms of what is your your ward's interest areas, yeah, where he wants to excel, he or she, right?
Yeah.
So that point which you mentioned is very important, that parents having a regular connect with school the teachers to understand.
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes, this is very important, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if you come to you know what uh, what practical steps can parents take to encourage open communication with their teens about their goals and aspirations?
Right. So, first thing is that you have to create a conducive atmosphere where
Right.
the child can, open up. He's able to speak his mind and without any fear. So
Mhm.
that's what you need to do, and you have to actively listen without, interrupting, without judging, without invalidating their feelings. Let them speak.
Mhm.
So once they feel secure, they will speak up, whatever the trouble is. So together we can, come to a solution. So you
Mm-hmm.
just share some personal experiences that when I was a student, so I also felt the same. And
Mm-hmm.
it happens so many times that it does. People, when you as a parent, you give an example to your child that when I was
Mm-hmm.
your age, I also underwent all these changes. So they feel
Right.
okay. It's normal to have this, so that kind of
Yes.
thing is there, and then support the passion of your child. That's very
Mm-hmm.
important. If your child wants to play music, I mean, play guitar, let him play that. If he wants to play football, why not? As a parent,
Mm-hmm.
say that, when my son was in 12th standard, when my daughter was in 12th standard, so I used to go and downstairs and play with them because nobody will come
Right.
out, exams are there. So I used to play tennis with them.
Okay.
So even if they
Okay.
wanted to watch a movie a day prior to their examination, I have taken them.
Okay.
Because
Do you
I
had
have,
that?
yeah,
Yeah,
faith.
you had that.
Have
Yeah,
faith
the
in your
confidence
children.
and faith.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, they will excel. Why not? So if
Mm-hmm.
you, maintain that faith, believe me, children will never break your faith. They
Very
just want
important.
your faith, that you believe in them and give
Mm-hmm.
them conducive atmosphere. They will blossom. And don't compare
Right.
them. Comparison
Right.
is the worst thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then encourage them to do different competitions and the projects, and then
Mm-hmm.
tell them that at times failure is also important. From You have to learn from failures,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because when they are
Right.
not performing at any maybe in school or coaching, so tell them it's very natural, doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
once you are there, ultimately they have to do their work. You only
Mm-hmm.
have to support them mentally, and with that, giving them that kind of atmosphere where they're blossoming. Yeah.
Right, right, right. Great, man. This is great. So, ma'am, one last thing. Like,
Yeah.
how can parents support their teens in pursuing their passions while ensuring they develop, resilience and strong work ethics?
So what you can do, as a parent, they should have one timetable for the children wherein they have time for recreation also. It's not all the time study, study, study. So tell them,
Hmm.
as I gave you that example that I used to go out and play with my children, why not? It's not
Yes.
necessary that you should be a very good, player of that game, but you're telling, yes, it's okay to play a day before also.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of connect if parents are having. So it's all that bridging the gap. Once you
Right.
bridge the gap, they will reach their destination. So together we can, and together we will. That is what you have to tell your child. He or she should not feel alone. Once they feel that,
Right.
we are alone, there's no one by our side. At times they don't have friends. So tell them, I am there. I cannot be your friend, but I can be friendly at times. So you can confide in me, whatever, even if it is about, liking someone, that's also okay. It's not a
Hmm.
taboo. So you just have to draw a line, that what is the
Right.
right time, for everything.
Right.
So
Which
that is
is
what, and give them, examples, like you can tell them about Ratan Tata, how he reached, I mean, big people.
right.
They are
Role
also
models.
amongst us. Yes, role models. That's very
Yes.
important. Give them those, give them those biographies to read whenever they have
Very
time. Give
important.
them go, keep them away from the screen. That's very important.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Great, ma'am. This was like amazing. As we wrap up this insightful discussions, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to Dr. Nisha Sharma for her thoughts, perspectives on the topic that often defines the parent-teen dynamics. Today's conversation reminds us that the journey of parenting is not just about pushing our teens towards perfection, but rather guiding them towards their true potentials. As parents, we are not just mentors, but also allies in their pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. To everyone tuned in, let this session inspire you to listen more, understand better, and celebrate your teen's unique path. Growth happens not in the shadow of unrealistic expectations, but in the light of encouragement and trust. Once again, I would like to thank Dr. Nisha Sharma for taking out time and sharing her thoughts.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you so much, parent team. Thank you so much, Mr. Shaju, and
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
my lovely audience who are listening, and all those students who are across the globe watching it. So always remember that you are incredible and you are bound to succeed. So don't ever feel less, no low esteem. and always bridge the gap. That's very, very important. And for this line is for parents, that you must see perfection in imperfection. There is a story of, wabi sabi, that the Japanese people say. So your child is absolutely incredible. So I wish everyone a very, very bright future ahead. Let's make this world a very beautiful place where children are blossoming like flowers. Every child is unique. Like nobody has the same fingerprint. God has already sent us with a message. My child, you're incredible. So all of you are incredible. So have that faith in your child. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.